Cut.
Hello?
Hello, Kojin.
Hello.
How are you?
Too bad. Excuse me.
It is starting for now again?
Do we need to cut it again?
No.
I can't
Matuka, do you want to start with questions?
No.
Why?
Good evening, everyone.
Kojin, I have one question. I mean, first question. How do you feel about your win versus Fizum? He was placed this is like second tournament where he placed second place.
Yeah.
And you literally beat his brains out on both of the maps.
I don't think I played that great, I just think he just didn't play very well, to be honest.
So you think
It wasn't a case of me playing that well, I think it was more of a case of him just not playing well this evening, to be honest with you. Seemed to just charge in a lot, so...
Do you think he'll let you win?
I don't know, I just don't think he played near his best, to be honest. I thought so.
How do you feel about your first win, by the way? Because he was his ping was 150 and yours was I don't remember what it was, but it was a lot less.
50 or something, 53?
But when I joined the server, when I looked at the scoreboard, the pings looked stable, and then I didn't really look at the ping when I was playing, I was concentrating on the score. And
Do you think it would have been different if he had a similar ping to you?
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely different, but I mean, I don't know how long he had a higher ping for, because as I said, when we first went on the server, it was on Dark Zone before we swapped the map, it was stable when I looked, and then when I was in game, I wasn't even looking at his ping, concentrating on the match, and the only time I brought up the scoreboard was to look at the score basically, so I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, of course.
But I think he was just playing way too aggressive and just instead of just taking his time at the points and just trying to work his way back into the game. He just seemed to just dive in, so he just threw away a lot of frags really easily. So yeah, I did get a few cheap spawn kills as well, which probably didn't help. But as I said, I just don't think he played that well, rather than that I played really well.
It is indeed something that the casters noticed as well, that he was rushing too much, and that really costed him the second game. I think the first game he lost. I thought the ping the ping difference was too high for him to do anything. In the second game, he was just rushing all the time.
I don't know. Maybe he was annoyed after the first map. Like I say, I didn't even see his ping, so I wasn't even concentrating on that. But definitely, I think on Hub he got like a really good start. He definitely got the better start, but better spawn. Probably the worst spawn where I spawned right near the mortar when you start off that map. But he had a few opportunities, and like I say, he just it was starting to get a little bit obvious at times which way he was going to come. So I was able to just spam and basically and catch him a little bit. Sometimes he caught me off guard, I've got to be honest. Quite a few times actually. But I think if he slowed down a little bit, he'd be better if he just slowed down at times when he's not in control and just listen for the opponent.
Can you tell us, Kojin, what will you, if you're a developer on Xonotic, what will you change in this 0.6 to make like an upgrade to the new version? Will you change something?
Oh,
yeah.
I'll probably make it so that you're not allowed to do that much damage with the next gun. Have it.
How much damage does it do?
It does. I think it's 90 when it's fully charged. Probably make it a rule that when Zero picks it up, it's only allowed to do half that.
So just 45?
It does 45 minimum, 90 maximum, and then depending on the charges on it, damage varies. When it's charging up, the damage can vary between 45 all the way up to 90.
So basically, you'll change only the next gun, nothing else.
No, I'm only joking. I don't think that much needs changing, to be honest with you. Maybe the Krylink secondary. And the only thing that annoys me at the minute is the machine gun. I know it's going to get replaced, but just because it's random at times. Sometimes you'll hit everything with it because of the random spread, and then other times you'll be aiming on someone and then you just seem to do like 0 damage. So I'm quite looking forward to having the lightning gun in instead. But I think that's going to change how the hit scan battles are put out. It'll probably make the flash weapons slightly stronger because with a machine gun you can keep your distance at the minute. With the lightning gun that's not going to be so much the case, so it's going to be a lot more. If you want to use it you have to get a lot closer, so I think that'll help balance things out slightly with the hit scan weapons, but that's about it really. I don't think much else needs to be changed.
And nothing non-gameplay related that you would like to change?
To be honest with you, I'm not that fussy when it comes to options and stuff in the game. So, I mean, I may use simple items. I've never been a big fan of them, to be honest. So when they do come into play, but I know like a lot of people will really appreciate that feature. Finally ready, I should say. But no, to be honest with you, I'm pretty much happy with the game as it is. You know, if people want to change something drastically, then it'll get changed. But for the moment,
you're happy with it?
Happy with it, yeah. To be honest.
Yep.
Okay. The weapon switch time, sometimes I think that can be slowed down slightly, but people probably disagree. That's the only thing to us.
So
Okay.
for...
If you got a question, Zirkill?
Yeah, I have questions. So where... for future tournaments, what can we expect from you? In which tournaments are you gonna participate?
Vote now.
Well, I'll play in the 2v2 Cup that's coming up. Is it next weekend?
Yes. Are you gonna there's a like Masters Cup like right after, I think, or something like that. I don't know. Asi mentioned something like 16 best Xonotic players is gonna play.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, I'll definitely play that. It depends what format it is. I prefer it to be like not in a cup format though, rather maybe group stages, or maybe like play more rather than a best of 3, best of 5 somewhere down the line in it. I don't know, quarters, semis, whatever you want to call it, something like that, rather than just playing either best of 1 or best of 3. I think best of 5 matches are better, to be honest with you, because you tend to get the best of 3 depending on the map pool. You can get someone who basically has got 2 really good maps, you know what I'm saying, and that they can dominate someone on. Whilst if it's best of 5, I think it goes to show more a player's ability over 5 maps rather than just 1 or 3.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to be organized like that.
I think if it's going to be a Masters kind of like tournament or cup or whatever you want to call it, I think that'd probably be better, like at least spectating wise. I think it'll be more interesting with a best of 5 at some point down the line.
Can you tell us what gear this mighty Kojin uses? Since he's the best Xonotic player.
Pretty bad, I'll be honest with you. My headset is a Triton one, I think that's how you pronounce it. But one of the headphones is coming off, so I sellotaped it on. And the mouse I use is I think it's a Logitech M400. Not even a gaming mouse, it's just like a laser mouse. I use that, and then I've just got a standard keyboard. I don't use a mouse mat. I just use my mouse on there on my wooden desk. Monitor, 23-inch monitor. It's a pretty standard monitor. And my specs on my computer. Can't actually remember now, but it's not amazing. My graphics card isn't great. It's underclocked as well. Otherwise it overheats basically. All my games crash. So basically, just best part of my kind of like setup is probably my headphones and mouse. To be honest with you, and headphones are like half broken, so not the best. But
Alright.
they work. They work fine, you know.
I have a follow-up question about this. If somebody would sponsor you and give you the best gear, best mouse, keyboard, whatever, mouse mats, all the fancy stuff, would nobody be able to defeat you then? Would you be the best? Or do you think it doesn't really matter?
I don't think it'll make that difference, to be honest with you. Because normally if I'm really on form, my aim's good enough with my mouse, so that's not a problem. Maybe like a better sound setup would probably help, if I'm being honest with you. And performance-wise as well. But nothing to do with my mouse or anything like that. That's fine. Hearing's not that bad. My headphones. It's mainly just better components for my computer, to be honest with you, because my FPS does drop at times quite badly. In one-on-one, it's not so much of a problem. It's normally around 100, 125, but when I'm starting to play team games, like if I try to play 4 versus 4 TDM, sometimes it can just drop quite horrifically. So it would help in that sense. I think a better internet connection, to be honest with you. That's pretty much it. Everything else isn't really going to make a difference, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but nothing spectacular. Do you kill
No.
get more questions?
Yeah, so you're basically telling if Xonotic has support for GPU, it will be probably better for you, because it uses all the CPU you can access, basically. If Xonotic has that GPU, how do you say?
GPU usage.
Yeah, it's GPU usage. It will be probably better.
Yeah, it will be for me, but I don't know if it will for other people. To be honest with you, I should probably just look at putting out my computer myself, if I'm being honest. But that's the only thing I think that holds me back a little bit in other game, playing different game modes, is just the FPS side of it. On the frames and getting, that's basically it.
Okay, let me ask you this. How can you attract new players to Xonotic?
So it's quite a good question, actually. I'm probably not like the best person to answer this, if I'm being honest, but it depends what you want to go for, because it depends what kind of audience you're targeting. At the minute, the game kind of targets new players and players who are coming from other FPS platforms. That's like Unreal Tournament or the Quake series. You know, you can just join if you've got some experience in FPS already. It's easy to get into. I'm not entirely sure how to attract really like new players. Maybe something with the features or feature-wise. Definitely enough unique stuff in it to make it different. But it seems these days a lot of like players like stats and other features like that, and ranking boards, which obviously we've got Xonotic stats. Maybe like some kind of league system. I don't know how it would work, but based off the stats, maybe tier ranking somehow. Something like that might make better, because obviously there's nothing worse than if you're a new player and you join, then you just get absolutely raped. Yeah, basically, yeah. And then you just think, oh, basically, oh, hold this.
That's why I don't play anymore.
But there's got to be some kind of progression, I think, to help build players' skill or ability up. So, something along those lines. I don't know exactly what, but I'm sure ideas can be thought of.
Well, I thought of something that could help Xonotic. I was planning to make a some kind of tutorial, like all the basics, since people have no clue that you can curve a rocket in Xonotic, and that is like, I don't think any game has that. So I think making a good tutorial can attract a lot of new players.
Yeah, I think you're right actually, because you're actually really spot on there, because even like quite experienced players from like other games, especially from Quake, when I've seen comments before when I've seen the videos, and they seem to think the rockets are not self-guided, that they just kind of lock on, and they like had no idea that it's self-guided. And also I think, for example, with the electro level one, like, I know experienced players use the combo on it, but we new players don't, because they don't really know the benefits of it. So I think you're right there. I think there just needs to be some kind of tutorial in place to show how each weapon works or what the different fire modes are. I'll be honest, when I was first playing, it was quite a while ago now. I didn't know that the mortar secondary, when you fired it, it had like the delay, the secondary fire, when it hits the wall, it explodes after 0.5 seconds, I think it is. So I can't remember what the time is now. But I never knew that until I think Miro told me. So I had no idea, and I played the game.
Yeah, I guess I need to collect all that little info from everybody. Especially from Samuel.
Doesn't that make the game unnecessarily complicated?
The thing is though, it's not really a complicated thing. I just think it makes it, I can't think of the word now, maybe not accessible straight away, because you don't know. Some people say that's a good thing, some people say that's a bad thing.
The learning curve is too steep with all this extra stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that adds depth to the game. You actually, you know, if you learn to where to use it appropriately, it'll benefit you, and obviously it takes time. But I think you, as I was saying about accessible. Obviously, if I wasn't aware when I was playing like months and months ago, until someone told me, how can we expect new players to be aware? And it's the same with the rockets, curving rockets as well. So it's probably something along that line can be done to be enhanced. So maybe like we've already got hints in games on the public servers, but I don't think I've ever seen a hint in regards to the mortar secondary fire. So, or maybe there's got to be some way to make it easier, basically, for new players to know what the weapons do in their function.
Alright, I've got another question. Because people are gonna watch the VOD on the Holy Shit channel, I suppose, but if they see this game and they see the graphics and see the gameplay, remind them of Quake, but why should they play Xonotic? Because you've got Waso, which is based on Quake 3 somehow, you've got Xonotic, you've got Quake 2 World, which is pretty newish, and Quake Live, which is also based on Quake 3 of course, so why should people play Xonotic?
I don't think someone should just swap over completely or something daft like that. I mean, you play what you enjoy, so, but there's enough there. I think the common misconception is that it's like, oh, you always hear, oh, it's just another Quake clone. The movement is, oh, you know, there's no question about it. It's Quake based, but it's different, you know, and there's enough uniqueness in it to make it different. For me, it's not even like the Quake games. For me, it's more of a kind of mixture of parts of the ingredients of those games, and I actually think it plays more like Unreal Tournament in combat than it does in the Quake games. But I think the movement, obviously, you know, like Quake, but I can't really say, oh, you should play it for this or X reason. You just play what you enjoy, basically. So I don't think there should be like. I think it's a bit stupid when people say, for example, oh no, like, oh, I'm not going to play it because this game is better, and they don't even really play the game. You just enjoy the game for what it is.
Yes.
You know, and stop trying to compare it against against other games. It's it's not trying to be a copy of another game, but it does use ingredients from other different games, and then it has its own little unique twist on it in some aspects. So that's all you can really say. So people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
Okay.
That's what you enjoy.
I ran out of questions.
I have questions.
Me too.
Okay, Matuki, you want first?
Right now the scene's kind of really small. Of course, you've said how you kind of want to, how you think the scene could kind of be improved. But right now, as seen as it is, who do you think are probably some of the better players? Who are your favourite players? What new players out there that you see that you might see becoming better players? And yeah, that's it basically.
To be honest with you, I'll go through who the most trickiest players to play for me personally. Actually, Zero QL is one of the most trickiest players because sometimes, as he'll well know, I've played him before, and like we had a period when we kept playing he wanted to keep playing Stormkeep to improve, but there's times when even if I go like 6-0, for example, up against him, I can just lose control, and then I literally can't do anything. I've had times before when I've gone in the lead and then I've just lost like I say like 20 to 6. He's probably the most difficult because at the minute because he's improved so much, and it's not just his aim's really good. It's really steady, but his actually thinking ability is probably the best out of any other player at the minute. So that's what makes it more difficult because I may be going somewhere where normally I think I'm not going to get caught off guard, and then there he is, and it's like, oh shit. Then it'll force me back. So he's the most difficult to play, I think, at the minute overall, over several maps. But then, got someone like Fazoom, like when he does play well, which he's more than capable of doing very often, like he can be a struggle himself, but I think my style is worse for him than his is for me because I play quite I play quite denial, like weapon and item denial, and I'll quite happily sit back if I'm in the lead and I've lost control. I'll quite happily just sit back and basically stay out of the way of the items and just try and pick him down. So that's I think that's easier for me to play against him like that, and I think he struggles at times because as you saw tonight when he rushes in, but then other times when basically sorry about that. But you get other times when he's like really fast moving over the map, so he's got like a lot of ability. I think like if you just improve certain aspects of his game, like slowing down slightly and just thinking what to do next, thinking one step ahead, he'll improve massively. But he already is like very good anyway, so it's just kind of like small adjustments. He's easily the fastest player around the map without a doubt. And sometimes, like when he comes at you, like really quickly, it can be take you off guard. So it can be a little hard to defend. So he's most difficult in that sense. New players, Mosipo, he's like impressed me the most. Even at times, like especially his next aim, it really pisses me off. I'll be honest with you at times. But again, with him, he's learning. He's really new, but he's learning really quickly. So I think if he just starts to think more about when I play him, when I'm out of control, about taking weapons away from me and thinking of himself, he's going to like get really, really better because he's already quite good at the minute and he's like really new to the game. Then you've got players like ATN, Gogan Assassin, who are kind of like on the boundary of going up to the next level. But they've got the ability to improve. It's just they've just got to get to the next step. There's other players as well. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but those three are the ones who I think have got the most potential in a minute to kind of go into like the next bracket above in terms of skill.
What about Juveline? You played versus him?
Yeah, I only played one. That was on the show match. I only played one map against him, so I can't really comment too much on him because he doesn't really play anyway. So obviously he's got ability from Quake Live, so no reason why he couldn't. As good as he is in Quake Live TDM, there's no reason why he couldn't. Get really good at dueling in Xonotic and really wanted to.
I think Fizoom is waiting for you on a server.
Yeah, I think he is, because Mira's just said play for fuck's sake, so I better go.
Yeah, go.
But yeah, that's basically it. So.
Thanks for the interview.
Yes,
Okay, no problem.
thank you very much.
Now you can cut this.
Okay, I'm cutting it. One
User
moment.
disconnected from your channel.
Alright.
There he went.
Are they gonna play